Hey guys, Tanman here, and what you're about to see is a short preview of a new series I have with my good friend Ben called the Man to Man Coverage Podcast. It's a football podcast we're doing. We did a whole episode on Cam Newton, but this is just a segment discussing where he should go. So the full episode should be out next week, but enjoy this segment. Let's talk about where Cam Newton should go. So I will start out and we'll flip flop between teams, but the number one team I have, a lot of people are saying this, the New England Patriots. A lot of reasons why. First of all, Bill Belichick said he would love to have Cam. That's pretty good. Number two, Tom Brady left the Patriots, and I think you could argue for a majority of the decade, he was the face of the NFL, and you need someone to come into that Patriots locker room and unite the team. They've lost some key people, and I think Cam can do that. I think one of Cam Newton's best attributes is his energy, and I think he can revitalize that Patriots locker room. Also, you look at the AFC East, there's a lot of good pass rushers, and I think Cam is good at avoiding sacks. What does work, before I go in kind of to the negative, the one negative I have, Ben, what are your thoughts of Cam Newton going to the Patriots and the points I said?
Well, that's where I think he's most likely to end up too. That's my number one spot for him, but I think it makes perfect sense. He just hit the wrong side of 30, and Belichick is probably, I don't think he's going to roll with Brian Hoyer. I don't really know enough about Jarrett Stidham, but I don't think they're going to roll with him as a starter either. And Cam is somebody who I think Belichick would love to work with and be able to take to a Super Bowl. So I think it makes a lot of sense for him to go there. They've got a pretty good line, a good defense. They definitely need some offensive weapons.
They lost some people.
They have lost a lot of players. So their defense isn't going to be nearly as good, and their schedule is going to be tougher. Mm-hmm. I think if he joins the Patriots, you could argue he's probably he probably will be the second best quarterback in the division behind Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm. Tied with Sam Darnold.
That's like a plus.
Yeah.
I would have Fitzpatrick above Darnold.
Okay, the only thing that has me worried about Cam and the Patriots, you look at the Bills. Who do they have? Tre'Davious White. The Dolphins, Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. Jets, Jamal Adams. Like, what I'm trying to say is the teams in that division have some really good corners that you need to make some tight throws against. And I don't know if Cam Newton can do that. And the Dolphins, like, those teams are looking to be pretty good. So I don't know if Cam, with those tight window throws, can he hit that? I don't know. But he can certainly make plays with his legs, I think. But I think there's going to be some costly interceptions in some division games if he goes there.
Yeah, well, I think if he goes to the Patriots, he'll be more of a game manager, kind of like what Bridgewater was doing with the Saints.
Okay.
Which is what I think he needs to be doing at this point in his career. He's had a couple injuries. I think one of them is to his shoulder.
Yeah, it is.
And then, like I said, he's on the wrong side of 30, so his legs aren't going to be as effective, probably. But you're right. The Bills are obviously going to be a tough team to knock off.
And the Dolphins are looking good, too.
The Dolphins have signed a ton of big-name free agents. They're going to be really good. And let's not forget the Jets finished 7-9 last year after a 1-7 start, so they might surprise people.
They don't have a great corner, but Jamal Adams is really good. And yeah, I don't know.
Their secondary is not all that great, but the rest of the Jets team is okay.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But yeah, I think that it will be definitely very interesting if Cam goes there. Would be fun to watch. Ben, so now we'll flip-flop. You said before recording you have a wild card team. What is that team? Or do you want me to say mine?
Philadelphia Eagles. That's where I have them going.
Oh,
Carson Wentz's backup.
Okay. Do you want to expand on that, or should I?
Yeah, sure. I thought you were going to say something. But yeah, so Carson Wentz tends to get hurt pretty often. sometimes it's not his fault, like last year. But just for when he does have his annual injury, it'd be nice to have a good backup in there who plays like him. And Carson Wentz is a guy who relies a lot on his legs to make really good throws and make plays down the field. I think Wentz has a much better arm than Cam does at this point, and
Yeah.
Cam is going to be an expensive backup, so I don't know if the Eagles would have cap space to do that. But I think he would probably fit in that system pretty well, so it makes sense for him to go there.
Okay, so as an Eagles fan, favorite team, I love and don't like this. What I love is, yeah, Cam fits the scheme. He would be a really good backup. You can depend on him. If Wentz goes down, you have Cam Newton. That'll be cool. What makes me kind of concerned is that Cam is a big personality. And there's been reports about the Eagles' locker room kind of being a bit interesting. So I think if you bring in Cam, this big personality, because Carson Wentz is a very humbled guy. Cam, I think, is humbled at points, but it would just kind of be different. And I think that locker room could get a bit interesting with Cam. But I do like the idea of having a stable backup.
Yeah.
I think that would be a very interesting move.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be good. I'm not sure if he would have too much of a locker room issue. I think, if anything, he would actually help bring them up if he was the
I
backup.
could see that. I could. I think it would be hit or miss.
Yeah, me too.
The wildcard team I have, and this is going to anger Dolphins fans, is the Miami Dolphins. Now, I am very aware that there's a quarterback in this draft called Tua Tagovailoa. But I was watching this video the other day by this guy called... you there, Ben?
Yeah, I'm there.
Called That Franchise Guy, and he was bringing up a point that Tua got injured and the Dolphins' offensive line is not good. So that he said that in his video. That's what he said. So what my take is that what the Dolphins do is if you're Miami, you with your first 2 out of your 3 first-round picks, you go offensive line. You shore up those 2 positions with the first 2 picks. Then with your third first-round pick, if he's still available, you go Jordan Love, who I really like. Then you sign Cam to a 1-year deal. So you have Cam, 1-year deal with Miami, who you said got some good players. Dolphins go about 7-9, 8-8. You have Jordan Love develop. I love the guy. No pun intended, but he's kind of a raw prospect. So you develop Jordan Love, you have Cam for a year. Dolphins go 7-9, 8-8. Next offseason, they sign more players, get maybe a wide receiver mid-first round, and then there you have the Jordan Love-led Dolphins for the future.
I kind of like that, but I think the only problem I have with that is I don't think Cam Newton's going to be better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, especially not in that system.
Well, okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick's still on the team?
Yeah.
Okay, well, my counter comes in is that Jordan Love reminds me a lot of Cam. They're really fun to watch, but they're very raw. So I think that having Jordan Love learn under Cam and kind of Cam could help him, I think would be, kind of my answer to that question.
I mean, maybe, but I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is a better arm. He definitely has a better arm than Cam, even though he's like 37. And the kind of ball that Jordan Love plays, I know he's been talked about as having a big arm and a deep thrower like Patrick Mahomes. So learning behind somebody who's good at that, like Ryan Fitzpatrick, I think that's a perfect thing for him to experience. I think if you're going to sign Cam, then you draft Tua because they play similar.
Okay. Well, I kind of just said Jordan Love as an example, but I like him. Because I like him, but you could go Justin Herbert or whatever. But I'm just saying, kind of get Cam, go offensive line, so that way you have a capable starter, is my take. I can see the Ryan Fitzpatrick thing. I think you're a bit more higher on Fitzpatrick than I am. I think Cam is a better deep thrower. Not now, but he was. So I think that he has more of the technique down per se.
Cam had a deep ball. I don't remember him being very good at those.
He's got a huge arm. If you go back,
Oh, well, either way, then they're both big arm quarterbacks. The only issue I have with Cam is he can't do that anymore. Ryan Fitzpatrick can.
So what if the Dolphins say with the third round picks they go with the third first round pick if they go Tua or like Jacob Fromm? Do you like the idea of Cam going there to shore up the O line? That's kind of the idea I'm going at.
I guess, but if you're just trying to shore up the O line to draft a quarterback later, you still have Fitzpatrick there.
True. Alright, I thought that was just an interesting idea that came to mind.
It is. I think it would be interesting to play out. I just don't think it'll happen.
Alright, Ben, do you have any other teams? Because I have like two more that Cam could go to. Do you have any more?
Well, I mean, I would say the Chargers, but they've already expressed that if they're going to get a quarterback, it's going to be in the draft, not a free agency.
Here's my issue with the Chargers, and guess what talk on that, is that Tyrod Taylor is perfect for that. The Chargers' defense is amazing. They have Austin Eckler who can run it. Cam, I think, is way too turnover prone. I think you're going to have what the Chargers had last year, except a healthy defense. So I think Tyrod Taylor's a healthy option with that.
Yeah, it's good, too, because all he needs to do is not turn the ball over, and that's what he's done his whole career.
Yeah, I really like Tyrod Taylor, but that's for a different time. But yeah, I mean, if Cam were to go to LA, I get it. It's a big name deal. I don't think that would be the best move. Another team that has a good defense, and hear me out on this. This might sound really dumb, but I think it could work, and that's the Bears. Now, I know they have Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky, but here's what you do. You sign Cam, and let's say next year a team's quarterback goes down, and they need a quarterback. If you're the Bears, you're like, hey, we have Mitchell or Nick Foles. Who do you want? And trade them there. Like, let's say if the Cam Newton Bears thing with Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky happened, say, last season, Steelers, they're like, hey, we need a quarterback. Okay, I'll trade you Nick Foles. Give us a third-round pick. And I also think Matt Nagy, I really like him as a play caller. And you could have Nick Foles at quarterback, Cam Newton some shotgun offense, and do something with that. I think that the Bears would be weird, especially since they got Nick Foles, but I think that they could maybe make it work.
Yeah, I could see that. I actually, before the Bears traded for Nick Foles, that was one of my spots I thought he was going to go if the Bears were open to getting a new quarterback. So I would like that, but yeah, I see the problem there is they already traded for Nick Foles, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but then you have extra trade capital because quarterbacks do get injured.
That's true. It's true.
And stuff. The teams we like Cam possibly going to is New England, Chicago, Miami. I still kind of like that idea. And then you said the Eagles.
Yes.
So
you could also...
I could also see Baltimore. That would be weird.
Yeah, he would be a good backup there. But I was going to say Buffalo even because he plays similar to Josh Allen.
Okay.
So he would be a good backup to have there.
That's expensive backup, though.
Well, Buffalo. But he's going to be expensive wherever he goes.
I like more of the... Yeah, they could do odd trick formations if he goes to Baltimore or Buffalo. I kind of like the Ravens. I don't know if that would happen, but if they were to sign him, and if Lamar would throw it to Cam, and then Cam does a flea flicker, I could see that. That would be kind of weird, but that would be kind of cool. But anyways, guys, that would do it here for this podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching the first episode of Man to Man coverage, and we'll see y'all next time for some more topics.